order to solve the problem of everything, it required the totality of their mind and the totality of their focus. And the result was that they basically abandoned their families. Now, this point right here is the entire crux of this story. And this is why the end result of everything is so important. And so, if there's nothing else that you remember from this story, please remember this one thing. But the way that we learn this is that with the version of Reed Richards, who had accidentally run into the Mad Celestials and initiated this entire conflict in the first place, his conversation with the main Earth 616 version of Reed tells us that as time progressed, as they began to move away, as he spent less and less time with his family, Susan Storm from his reality began to get angry and eventually walked away from him. The children, Franklin Richards and Valeria Richards, did the same thing. Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm, it was all the same process. In addition to this, that reality's version of Captain America, the Avengers, all the Earth superheroes slowly began to forget about Reed Richards to the point that he didn't exist or people didn't know who he was. And so even if you were to go back, they probably wouldn't recall him, with the exception of his closest family members, who probably wouldn't want to have anything to do with him. And so when the Earth 616 version of Reed is confronted with this information,
let's go, baby.
He says no. He says absolutely not. There's no way he's going to abandon his family for the sake of trying to solve the problem of everything, because for him, it's too important. Now, again, this is wildly important. This is very, very significant. These first few issues are really the foundation of everything, which is why I keep stressing how important they are. Now, the reason why Reed Richards chose to stay with his family is explained to us when we get another flashback of his father and family. Now, this is actually a point that's kind of been dipped on occasionally over the course of Marvel Comics, but not really. In the previous video, we had talked about how Nathaniel Richards, the father of Reed, was basically absentee throughout his childhood. While there were moments where Nathaniel Richards had traveled and appeared and made his presence known to Reed Richards and even engaged with him a little while, for the most part, Reed grew up without a dad. And the result is that he knows how it feels to not have a father. And so for him to be given the option or to be told that he has to do the same thing his father did and abandon his family in order to solve the problem of everything, for him it just doesn't work. He can't square that circle. And so what we find is that he begins to reflect on his experiences with Ben Grimm, his love for Susan Storm, but he also hears the advice that his father gave him to be